In this demonstration we're going to look at how we can create virtual networks on our Hyper-V host. So what we have is we have the Hyper-V manager up and running. What I'm going to do now is just come to my virtual switch manager, and on my virtual switch manager what we can see is I already have an external network. Now the purpose of the external network is this just allows me to connect to physical or wireless adapters. So what we can do here is we can get the virtual machine to communicate with the outside world. We just have a quick look at this. So I've got one called external network. It's an external network. It's associated with a physical NIC. We're allowing management operating system to share this network adapter as well, so I can manage this thing through Hyper-V Manager, and we can also specify VLAN IDs as well for this external network. Now to create a new virtual network, we just click on our new virtual network switch, and we've got three different types. So we've already talked about the external one, which allows us to connect to the external world. The next type we have here is internal, and what internal will allow me to do is this allows me to connect to both the parent and virtual machine connections only. So I can't talk to the outside world, but I can talk internally and also to the Windows 2012 Hyper-V server as well. So what we'll do here is we'll just call this one internal switch. What we can see on an internal switch is we've got no connection to the external physical network adapter, that's grayed out. We do have the internal network, so we can't do things like allow management or enable single root I/O virtualization on this type of switch. What we've also got as well is we also have the ability to specify a VLAN ID. So click OK at this point here. And then the last type of switch we've got, if we just go for our virtual switch manager, we've got a private. So if we create this, what the private one allows is it allows virtual machine connections only. So we'll just call this one private switch. Now we'll call private switch. What we can see here, it's a private network, can't specify VLAN IDs, and we can't specify any of the physical network connections. So we'll click OK at this point here. And now what we have is we have our private switch. So if I just come to my virtual switch manager again, what we can see here is we've got the three different types of switches. So the next thing we'll do here is we'll just associate our virtual machines with these switches. So we'll click OK here. I've got two virtual machines. I've got LON prod 1 and I've also got LON test 1 as well. So let's just edit the settings. And on the settings what we're going to do here is we're just going to come down to the network adapter. I'm just going to connect to the private switch. I'm going to do exactly the same thing on LON test 1. And we'll just select OK there. So we've now associated those two virtual machines with the same private switch. So what we'll do is we'll open the console to LON prod 01. Let's connect through here. What we've got is we've got both these two virtual machines. We've got LON prod 1 and LON test 1 connected to the same private network. So what we'll do here is we'll just try to ping the other machine, and we'll get a reply back. Next thing we'll do here is we'll just move this virtual machine onto a different network. So we'll come back to the Hyper-V Manager, and then Hyper-V Manager, we'll just edit the settings, come down to the network adapter here, and what we'll do is we just put that onto the external network and just select OK. So we've now moved it across onto a different network entirely, and if we just come back to the console for the virtual machine, and we'll just try to ping the IP address again, and we'll get a failure now because we've got the two virtual machines sitting on completely different virtual switches. That's the end of this demonstration of creating virtual switches. Thank you.